Ever wondered how architects dream up skyscrapers? Or how engineers create those super intricate machine parts? Well, a lot of the time, it starts right here with a tool called AutoCAD. In the next few minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain on this powerhouse software and get you from a totally blank screen to drawing your very first perfectly precise line. So, let's jump right in. Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the very first thing you see when you open the software. Then, we'll take a quick tour of the main workspace. After that, we'll learn how to move around your canvas, draw a few basic shapes, and finally, this is the important part. We'll get into the secret of precision that makes AutoCAD such an incredible tool.
The first time you fire up AutoCAD, this is what greets you, the start screen. You can think of it as your mission control. It's clean, it's simple, and it's basically just waiting for you to bring your ideas to life.
Yeah, this is your launchpad. You can see recent files you've worked on, but for us, right now, we're starting fresh. It just takes one simple click, and we're off and running, creating a brand new drawing from scratch.
And just like that, we're in the main workspace. Now I know, at first glance, it might look a little busy, but trust me, once you understand how this is all laid out, you'll be working way more efficiently and feeling right at home.
Let's just break this down into 4 main zones, okay? Up top, you have the ribbon. That's where all your tools are neatly organized. This big black void in the middle, that's your drawing area, your infinite canvas. Down at the bottom, you've got the command line. Think of it like a text chat where you can talk directly to AutoCAD. And right underneath that is the status bar, which is full of little buttons that control all the precision magic.
Now, here's where things get really interesting. There are basically 2 ways to work in AutoCAD. You can be a clicker, visually finding and clicking the icons up in the ribbon, and that's totally fine when you're starting out. Or you can become a typer, using quick keyboard shortcuts, like just typing L for the line tool. It might feel a little weird at first, but honestly, it is the secret to getting incredibly fast. So we have this amazing infinite canvas to work with. But that brings up a pretty important question, right? How in the world do you move around this huge digital space without getting completely lost?
Well, the answer is surprisingly simple. In fact, it's probably sitting on your desk right this very second.
And here it is, your good old 3-button mouse. Seriously, I can't stress this enough. Using a mouse like this is absolutely essential for navigating AutoCAD. It's like your steering wheel, your gas pedal, and your brake, all rolled into one little device.
And using it is so simple. If you press and hold the middle wheel down, you can pan. It's like you're grabbing the page and sliding it around. Then, just roll that same wheel forward and backward to zoom in and out. That's it. Pan and zoom. With just those 2 moves, you can get anywhere you need to go in your drawing.
All right, we know our way around the workspace. Now for the fun part, let's actually make something. We're going to start with the most basic building block of pretty much any design. Drawing a line is just a simple 4-step dance. First, you start the command. You can click the icon or just type L and hit enter. Second, you click somewhere to place your starting point. Third, you move your mouse and click again for the endpoint. And last, you just hit the escape or enter key to tell AutoCAD you're done. Easy as that.
And here's the beautiful part. That same basic logic applies to tons of other shapes. Want to draw a circle? You just type C for circle, hit enter, click where you want the center to be, and then click again to set the size. See? Once you learn one command, you're already on your way to knowing how they all work.
But here's the thing. Just drawing some lines and circles, that's just the beginning. The real, true power of AutoCAD isn't just making pictures. It's about drawing with absolute, measurable precision. That's what separates a simple sketch from a professional blueprint.
Before you draw a single thing, you have to answer one critical question. What are my units? Are we working in millimeters to design a tiny gear, or are we working in feet and inches to lay out a house? Getting this set up first is non-negotiable. It's absolutely crucial.
This slide says it perfectly. Without correct units, your drawing is just a guess. Every line would be the wrong length, every circle the wrong size. In the world of engineering and architecture, guessing just doesn't cut it. Accuracy is everything, and it starts right here. So once you've got your units set, drawing with precision becomes ridiculously easy. Let's say you need a line that's exactly 100 units long. You just start the line command, point your cursor in the direction you want to go, type 100, and hit enter. Boom, done. AutoCAD makes it exactly that long. And to make your life even easier, AutoCAD gives you some awesome helpers. There's something called dynamic input, which lets you type in lengths and angles right there at your cursor, which is super handy. And then there's polar tracking, which is like having a magnetic guide that helps your lines snap to perfect angles.
See that little green dotted line? That's polar tracking doing its thing. When you see that guide pop up, you know for a fact that your line is locked in perfectly straight, either horizontally or vertically at, say, 90 degrees. No more guesswork, just perfect lines every single time.
So let's just stop and recap what we've covered in just a handful of minutes. You now know the main parts of the interface, you can fly around your drawing using pan and zoom, you get why setting your units is so important, and you can actually draw a precise line to an exact length. That is a massive first step.
You've officially taken the first and most important step. You're not an absolute beginner anymore. You're someone who can confidently open up AutoCAD and start creating. You've got the foundational skills. So really, the only question left is, what are you going to create first?